Hello, this is Joyce Latimer from Virginia Tech, and today we're going to talk about the impact of environmental conditions on PGR absorption. First of all, plants must be healthy and turgid for good absorption of any of the products you put on the surfaces. We're typically talking about spray applications. They're the ones most often used for PGR applications because they're easy and economical. But your efficacy is going to depend on how well that product is absorbed by the target tissue, whether that's stems or foliage. The absorption is going to depend a lot on the environmental conditions around the plant and of course that the plant itself is healthy and turgid. First of all, the chemicals have different absorption times. A lot of our older chemicals, such as dimenicide and ethifon, take longer to be absorbed into the plant than our newer products like the paclobutyrazoles or uniconazoles. So this is the first thing you need to know, is how long you need to keep good drying conditions available to the plant. So the environmental factors that can affect the absorption are going to be drying conditions. And so cloudy days or early mornings, late afternoons are going to be better for lower drying conditions, slower drying. Moderate temperatures, moderately relative high humidity, we'll talk about that in a second, and limited air movement. These are things that keep the plant wet longer. Stressed plants, or plants that are being grown under stress conditions, are more likely to show phytotoxicity damage. I want to show you an example of Configure phytotoxicity. We applied Configure to these Heliopsis plants in April. You'll see that our relative humidity was very low, but our temperature was on the warm side. We had absolutely no phytotoxicity. We made an application in July where our relative humidity was very high. Our temperature was quite moderate, but the relative humidity was very high. We had a lot more uptake, more than we should have, a higher rate than we would normally use because we saw no activity in the earlier spring. So we had significant phytotoxicity. The takeaway here is pay attention to the humidity because it really does change the absorption of the product. Making an application under a low humidity, you may come away saying, well, it didn't have any effect. Well, the problem was it didn't get into the plant. So if you increase your rates the next time, then you have the conditions we did. Under high humidity, you had phytotoxicity. So try to make your PGR applications during a moderate relative humidity. So in summary, longer drying times do increase absorption of your plant growth regulators. That may be good or it may be bad, depending on whether or not you've got your rate dialed in. But pay attention to it. Record the environmental conditions, again, so that you can set up a consistent protocol so that you can get a consistent response from one application to the next. Thanks again to Fine Americas and e-GRO for sponsoring this video.